So this game is between the Direwolves and Siri. Help me out with the pronunciation of the other team. Do you remember? Siri, buddy. All right, so we are
Skjaldborg.
Skjaldborg. Thank you very much.
Sorry.
Siri's just leaving me out to dry, messing with me.
Yeah.
All right, so we have Skjaldborg versus the Direwolves, and it looks like. Let me find. We have had the Direwolves have spawned low side. They are in the D5 spawn, moving up towards arches, whereas where Skjaldborg has spawned radio side, and they are in fact they've sent their lights out to scout, a fast scout it looks like, through caves actually, and they are following up behind them. They have brought a lot of Victors and Jägermechs by the look of it, compared to Direwolves, which have brought. It looks like they brought also a very similar composition, actually. Shadowhawks, a couple Cataphracts, a few Jägermechs, and some Dragon Slayers. But it looks to me like
Skjaldborg cave.
They may be. I'm checking in there now. Their lights are holding in cave. They are looking to see if anything comes in. It looks like they're going to be camping in cave. So we have Skjaldborg is holding with their mechs in cave, playing very safe. This is one of the things that can happen on skirmish. You can put yourself in a position where you wait for your opponent and you wait for them to make a mistake. However, it looks like the Direwolves are sort of feeling the same way. They're in no rush to move, it looks like. They are camped out very well, just sitting in the back by their spawn, looking in all directions, making sure that they don't get surprised by anything. And I don't think Skjaldborg is going to try and go for anything tricky. I think they might just hold in cave and wait.
So, cave being completely safe from artillery, how do you crack this?
Well, so that's the thing, is yeah, you don't. So these are 20-minute matches, which mean you have the whole 20 minutes. It's a little bit longer than a normal match, but it does leave room for far more patient games where you're hoping for your team, your opponent, to make a mistake. And at this point, I feel like the Direwolves are just sort of waiting. They're not quite sure what's going on. I feel like they're probably going to get it scouted out and see that, they're nowhere on the map, so they've got to be in the tunnels. The one thing, so it looks like Skjaldborg has brought a lot of brawling mechs, Victors, and yeah, those are large pulse, AC-20, AC-10, couple Ultra AC-5 Jägermechs. I'm just cycling through the builds here. This is definitely an interesting position. They're holed up really well, but the thing is, they're not watching their right side very closely, and it's possible for a mech to sneak up on them on this right side and be able to view them and get shots off on them, and that could cause some problems, because if you're able to poke successfully, you could draw them out of this situation. But it's such a hard nut to crack, because there's no reason for you to move out. And we now have the Direwolves. They're sort of repositioning. Still got a couple Cats and Shadowhawks up near Arch, but looks like they're moving down towards water. I feel like they're very wary of what's happening here.
Well, I was going to say, I've actually faced pretty much this exact scenario in one of our league matches
on River City. So
it was this exact map, this exact mode, though.
My question is, what happens in a tie in this tournament?
Redrop.
Redrop?
Switch sides, redrop.
Okay.
So, the thing is that when we cracked it, we did pretty much as you said, the right side, that high side over by Mining Town, has a lot better angles to shoot in, and they can't hide everybody at once. So you can get like 2 or 3 of your guys working the angles. You can get, 2 or 3 of your guys shooting one at a time. And as they slowly rotate out, you are going to get the better shots in. Just have to be wary of them, like, saying screw this and pushing out completely.
Well, and so the other thing is that Skjaldborg has a lot of, I'm butchering that name, I apologize to everybody on the team. They have a lot of brawling mechs, but they have like AC-10s and large pulse lasers. I'm looking at 3 double 20 Jaegers and what I believe is a double 20 catapult from the Direwolves. Yeah, so they have a massive amount of AC-20s, and especially if you put that catapult and these Jaegers on that right side and just peeked a little bit at a time, you're doing 20 points a shot that is kind of hard to retaliate, and best case scenario, you might be able to pick off a 20 from one of the mechs. I feel like they can crack it, but it's going to take a while, and it's going to have to be out of desperation. Yeah, it's a hard situation to break out of. Or, well, I suppose break into is actually the proper terminology. So right now, you've got to figure, Direwolves have sort of figured out what's going on. They're getting to the point where they're looking up into Tiny Town, and they're like, okay, nobody's here. Where are they? They're not behind us. We haven't seen them. No shots have been fired. They've got to be in the cave. I have to say, looking in, it's pretty nice to just look at this nice line of mechs that we have from Skjaldborg. How do you say that again? Skjaldborg?
Skjaldborg, or you could say
Skjaldborg.
The Vikings.
Okay, the Vikings.
Space Vikings.
Space Vikings.
Space Vikings. That's easier, and I won't butcher it. I apologize.
No, the Space Vikings butcher you.
It's true, they do. They pillage my netcast. So right now we have a Raven who looks like is watching the tunnel exit. Yep, they know what's going on now. We have a Raven watching the tunnel exit. We've got the Cataphract 3D, Dragon, and a Cicada all kind of pulling up on the entrance to caves from Tiny Town. And we have the Vikings sitting here patiently, waiting. That's actually really intimidating to look at. That's a lot of fun. So, what do you send in here, Siri? You have the choice to send something into the situation. What do you send?
The Misery backed up by...
Oh, they see it. But we've got a Shadowhawk peeking in with K2 and a Hunchback. They're peeking in. They're taking shots at the Vikings, just trying to do a little bit of damage. I think this is trying to be a distraction for this Misery, because this Misery and the Cicada are coming around the corner, and there goes the Misery. He sees them. I'm sure these guys have seismic. They knew he was coming, and he's got to back off. He's taking a lot of damage. But they are... The thing about the Vikings is that they are cornered right here. They cannot escape. So if these mechs get in really close, really fast, and do what they can, they might have a chance to take this. However, Direwolves do lose one mech, a second mech goes down, and now they're on the back foot. They are the ones that have to attack into this even more so because they are down kills. And we see the Jaegers moving in with a lot of DACA trying to get some kills. The other problem is that with all of these mechs so tightly clustered, it's hard to get targeting information. It's hard to call a proper target and make sure that you're shooting at the right thing in the right place to try and get those kills. We see some MG fire from the back there. Lots of mechs. They actually do manage to get a kill, but another one of their mechs falls down, another Stalker. So this is looking kind of grim for the Direwolves. They're putting a lot of fire into these Viking mechs, but I just don't know if they have the DPS anymore to take them out. I mean, we're only 3 kills in, but these mechs have got to be taking a beating. Oh, a second kill goes down, they get another one, and it's still just 3-2, so... I
wouldn't count them out of it yet, because on those Yagmeks and those Miseries, they're packing, I believe it's dual 20s and 20s plus something on Misery.
Yeah,
so it is a lot of firepower.
Sorry, I was just going to say another death for the Direwolves. I wonder how much team damage is going on, too, because we see another mech fall for the Vikings. It's got to be pretty tight fighting in this small cave, and it looks like we have some mechs pushing out now. They're tired of just sitting back and being beat on, so they're trying to push in, but they only have a 1-kill advantage, and I feel like this could be exactly what they don't want to do. It's the kills are actually tied up right now. A lot of these Dragon Slayers look like they're down their primary weapons. Some of that Victor 9S is down its AC 20. It's just kind of walking into the enemy. 2 kills go down for the Direwolves. They're I think they're going to take this. Yeah, 7 to 6.
When you're
it's still a
completely
very
stationary
close
there,
game.
it's like I said, you'll get the first few hits in, but as you try and rotate your guys to safety, there's nowhere to go. And as you rotate people to the front line, they're just getting hammered on too.
Yeah, you have no ability to poke, and it's 8 to 6 right now in favor. Oh, 8 to 7, but still in favor of the Direwolves. And this is turning into a very, very close match, even with that tight position that the Vikings were holding at the beginning of the match. It's making for a good game. We see one of these Jaeger mechs, in fact, from the Vikings, has no weapons left, and he's just walking. We've got a Cataphracт taking for a ride. Good shots are going down. Still very, very close game. I'm impressed that they did a good job about being methodical and going in for that kill. Yeah, looking around, we see a lot of these firebrands are actually weaponless. So a lot of these mechs don't actually have guns, and there are only 3 mechs remaining from for the Vikings. It's actually 9 to 8 though. It's still a close game. Only 4 remaining for the Direwolves.
Can
and
you
another
count
mech goes
how
down.
many weapons there are on the
2.
Direwolf side?
Yep, we'll do. 2 mechs go down. It's 11 to 8. There's only 1 mech remaining for the Vikings, and it looks like the Direwolves are going to pull this out. They have a Cataphracts that is mostly untouched, and their Raven is actually at 99% health. He only has a little bit of leg damage, and they're now apparently searching the corpses for missing mechs. Ah, they found him. They were missing a mech there, and they happened to take him down. So that was a good game. Very close, and a great job by the Direwolves getting into that hard to crack position and pulling it out.